Yo, stop fronting and use your head.
Wake up. America is Babylon, and she will be destroyed. Revelation 18 says, come out of her, my people. You must leave now.
Imagine a nation, rich beyond imagination, overflowing with influence, power and pride. A land where
There's nothing he can do but get out of New York.
Wake up. America is Babylon, and she will be destroyed. Revelation 18 says, come out of her, my people. You must leave now.
Praise AHAYAH. Children of Israel are here. Mount Hor. We're going inside the tomb to pray for our brother Ammon. Holy land, Qadash. We are in Qadash. And as you know, Mount Hor is at the border of the children of Israel heritage. So we're still within the borders, but this is one of the borders.
Qadash, AHAYAH, sham, AHAYAH, Malak with Ka, Thabat Zawanka, Hayasha, Baharataza, Kawahaya, Bashamaya, Nathan Lanawa, Lakan Kalyawam, Wasalat Nawa, Khawaf Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kawaf Nawa, Thabayan Nawa, Minasayu Wapamba, Hawashin Nawa, Mayarai, Kayalaka, Hamlakwas, Wahala, Wahasaparas, Wa'awalam,
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, amen. Praise the Most High.
All glory and praise to AHAYAH, Yashaya, Yashaya, Qadash, Rawach.
Praise AHAYAH, Yashaya, Qadash, Rawach. Shalom, brothers and sisters, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Nappy here, Chronicles. where we chronicleize the awakening of the children of Israel. And baby, is it a lot going on. Oh my goodness. So, and I know, guys, excuse me for being late. My apologies. I'm working with a lot of things going on here. First of all, I'm checking my sound, and there's a delay that's in my ear. So I'm going to try to work around that because it's very annoying, but I'm still working on the sound. I'm trying to get things together. I got a mic today, so that helps. I tried to use the mic like a couple of months, a year ago or so, and it didn't work. And now I got this big echo in my ear again. I don't know how to really do this, so, I try to do it technically. I try to do it without a mic. I try to do it with a mic, and it's always a problem. I don't know what's going on. I got the headphones, and you would think, but the echo is loud in my ear. So I pray that you can hear me. I pray that the sound is okay. And I pray you don't have an echo. But I really won't be able to tell until I, hear it back and see what this sounded like. Okay, so praise AHAYAH. So as you see, my thumbnail is, I'm touching on the Nolan Wells case, but I wanted to go in an aspect of the Black BOULE. Because I've seen, it's like our people really, really want to have some cause to fight for when they don't have no idea what's coming. Our people are clueless, They don't know what is coming, and yet they just want to get involved with all this other stuff. And this is part of this distraction that Second Ezra's talk about, that all this stuff will be mingled together. You got the mass shootings, then you'll have a earthquake somewhere, some flooding somewhere, and then you have someone, racial tension, where someone gets unalived, and it's just a big, big mess. And this is what Jacob's trouble is, and this is what the Bible talked about. So those of you who are just coming to my channel know that this is a Bible-based channel, and we're covering the awakening of the children of Israel, because the Bible talks about our awakening. When it talks about the valley of the dry bones, can these bones live? And the Most High was talking about us as a people. He's a people who were in America, who were under captivity, and that he would wake his dry bones up eventually, and we will walk and breathe. And eventually our men will be the kings of this earth under Yashaya Christ. So it's going to be, it's an amazing process, and it's going to be such a miracle, because what the state of our men right now, we couldn't possibly fathom. But if it wasn't for the miracles of AHAYAH and through Yashaya's blood, none of this will be possible. Praise AHAYAH. So this is what this whole channel is all about. And some people say it's derogatory to say nappy hair, coily curls, whatever you want to call it. It's our awakening. And this is what we're going through. So the Nolan Wells case is amazing timing. Even though they've been doing this to us for, all throughout our years. And I don't know, guys, can you hear me? Are you hearing this echo? Please let me know. Somebody can say, yeah, we hear an echo, or the sound is fine, because it's driving me crazy. But I will stand and endure it if the sound is okay for you guys. Please, if someone can please let me know. Aqua Shana, I see you in the building. She made a comment. How is the sound? Praise AHAYAH, and thank you for joining me, everyone. Please hit the like button so that we can, get some movement. Y'all see, my channel is like I get 10 views of a video. It's like so bad now. The algorithm, they be jacking me up. I don't get really a lot of views, guys, but I'm not doing this for views. I pray if one person wakes up and get the information and gets out of Babylon and understand the times where we in. All glory and praise to AHAYAH. So, you know, I just keep making these videos together. If I get 1 view, if I get 10 views, if I get 1,000 views, it doesn't matter. Praise AHAYAH. It's all glory and praise to AHAYAH, Qadash, Rawach, and that's the real name of the Most High and His Son, Christ Yashaya is His name. Okay, so somebody please let me know if the sound is okay, but if there's an echo, I won't know until I look back on this video. Okay, so here we're gonna add, please hit the like button and share and subscribe. Help the algorithm push these videos, the awakening, so that people will know to get out of Babylon. Jordan is a safe place. There is a place that the Most High said for us to go at the end times, and that's Jordan. And that's where I am now. Praise AHAYAH, He delivered me out. So don't be scared. I know they got a whole lot of ruckus going on, and oh my gosh, they're always, you know, pinpointing Jordan and trying to act like, ooh. But when you trust in the Most High and you understand, you know there's nothing to be afraid of. He said He's going to take care of us. Praise AHAYAH. So let me see. Let me just check. Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. She said the sound is great. So I have this echo in my ear, but I will ignore it and praise AHAYAH and give all glory and praise that you guys can hear. Okay, so now my microphone works. Woo-hoo! Okay, so let's talk about it now. The black BOULE. Because a lot of people are disheartened by the coroner's report. And they did the autopsy report, and they just knew something great was going to happen. We just knew that these people were going to come back and do what's right. People were really hoping. Black folks were just really on there, standing on their tippy toes, praying for a honest result. And womp, 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 womp. They ain't going to do it, y'all. We are in captivity. They are not. Your oppressor is not going to do right by you. I don't care how many kids you have by these people, how you try to intermingle with these people, you know, and try to think that everything is okay. We could sing Kumbaya together. We could get along. They hate you. Judah in America, the 12 tribes of Israel, they hate you. And they hate your God. So they're not going to do right by you. Snap out of it. It's not going to happen. The Most High put you under curses for a reason. He didn't bring you to Babylon and from the slave ships and all to endure the hardship for y'all to be able to sing Kumbaya and act like everything is okay. Okay? So snap out of it. And that's why, you know, I didn't make a big thing about this whole video with Nolan Wells. I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. You know, rest in peace, the young brother, you know, and because if he's the tribe, you know, from the tribe, if he's, excuse me, guys, let me get my thoughts together. He was claiming that they were from Philippines, right? That's the tribe of Naphtali. So they are from the 12 tribes of Israel. So nobody's going to speak, you know, down to them or ill of them. But we have to understand what the Bible says. These people do sacrifice to Moloch. Our people, this is a law that the Most High told us not to do. Do not sacrifice your children to Moloch. And I know to the average person sitting in America, especially Israel, Black people, Judah, NBAs, we don't want to believe the wickedness that these people are, you know, pushing on us. How these Gentiles, the Bible is the only book that tells you what's really, really going on. These people are wicked. They sacrifice to devils and demons. They worship, other gods, and anything against the Most High. Anything against AHAYAH. They don't want to worship our God. They hate you because of your God chose you. And so black people just have to really get it together. We have to come to the realization this place is not going to get no better. I'm sorry. This thing is driving me crazy. And this is the land of our captivity. The Most High did not want it to be a picnic and a run in the park for us. So you have to really accept the fact that you need to get out of Babylon. It's only going to get worse. These people hate you. And they're your enemy, whether you want to believe it or not. They do everything against you. Everything. The Bible tells us not to intermingle with the other nations. This is why they're pushing all this mixed marriages. They celebrate it all on YouTube. These people get thousands of views. They push it. It's in their commercials. Everything is against the Most High and His laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, they don't get any real, they don't get reprimanded for breaking the laws. It's our laws. Our laws. We have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. If they decide to come up under us and serve our power, praise AHAYAH. But we are the law keepers. So it behooves us to learn the proper way to serve the Most High and do right according to the book that He gave us, the Bible. But, and we're supposed to teach it to the other nations. We're supposed to show them how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, how to keep AHAYAH happy. That's our job to do that, to teach the other nations, not them the other way around. They're serving their gods, brothers and sisters, and their gods require child sacrifice. So that's what they're doing. So yes, we're going to go into the Black BOULE, and I'm going to show a couple of videos so that you can get the understanding of exactly what the Black BOULE is, how did it start, that it still exists. Okay, so watch this video, and if y'all can take down some notes, if you want to, and then we're going to go into some scriptures as well. Hold on.
Is a person or thing that controls access to something. Who are the gatekeepers and what do they do? The definition of a gatekeeper is an attendant at a gate who is employed to control who goes through. And a second definition is a person or thing that controls access to something. The BOULE is said to be the gatekeepers of the black community. The BOULE is made up of members of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. It is the first Greek letter society for African American men, and it was founded in 1904. As a point of reference, Booker T. Washington had founded the National Negro Business League in 1900 to promote the interest development of black businessmen and women. It is important to note that Booker T. Washington's organization was open to women. It was established in 1900, so we have to know that there was a lot of discrimination against women at that time, but he did include women because he understood that in order for the African American people to advance, it was going to take both men and women. The BOULE was only open to men, college-educated men. The BOULE only accepts membership from men who are already successful in business. They don't have chapters on college campuses. However, they have a congenial relationship with black fraternities. As in, they are very welcoming to members of Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha, Phi Beta Sigma, and Iota Phi Theta. So these two business networks, the National Negro Business League and the BOULE, were established to help African Americans network in business, commerce, education, politics, whatever the case would be, because the established white associations were not available to them. They were not open to them. The distinction should be made that the National Negro Business League was open to any
I just want to stop it for a minute, because basically what she's saying is that white people didn't allow black people to be a part of their secret societies. So prominent doctors and lawyers and people who had of high stature created the Sigma Phi or Psi Phi society. And these are the type of groups like fraternities where you have these secret societies and people, start worshiping other gods, basically. Because the people, they learn, some understanding of things, but they don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments that's written in the Bible. So, okay, let me keep going.
pursuing business ventures, whereas the BOULE offered membership to professional people, college graduates. Booker T. Washington and Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois were sort of adversaries at this time. And Booker T. Washington, of course, belonged to the Negro Business League, and Dr. Du Bois was an early member of the BOULE. Also, Booker T. Washington was very supportive of Black Wall Street in Tulsa. So that has to be noted. To know what the BOULE does is to know who the members are. This is a small list of men that belong or did belong to the BOULE. Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, author, professor, and activist. Dr. Martin Luther King, civil rights leader. Ralph Bunche, ambassador to the United Nations. Andrew Young, mayor of Atlanta, ambassador to the United Nations and civil rights leader. Douglas Wilder, governor of Virginia. Thurgood Marshall, Supreme Court Justice. Eric Holder, Attorney General of the United States under President Obama. John Lewis, a congressman from Georgia. and Kenneth Chenault, who was the CEO of American Express. These are African American leaders. They come from all walks of life, from politics, government, education, and business. They are I will read their mission statement, and then I can discuss what I know that some of these organizations do that these men belong to in addition to the BOULE. Their statement says that they are modeling leadership, education, and civic responsibility by supporting these endeavors and by mentoring the young men who will advance the African American community in all facets of equality, mutual respect, and devotion to democratic traditions. Also, in their historical information, they say that in the early years of Sigma Pi Phi, they were a secret organization, but in 1982, they adopted a policy of limited and selected publicity, and that usually has to do with money. When you open your organization up in ways like that, it's usually to do with the fact that money.
Okay, guys, so that was just a brief synopsis. Okay, that's a brief synopsis of what the BOULE is all about. And she gave some, how it started and some, information so that you could be abreast. I have another video, and it basically is going to cover a lot of that information. But basically, you get the gist that it all started because the white counterparts didn't allow black men in their societies. And you know how our people just want to be a part so bad of these people, every in and out of what they got going on. So I want to talk about, I want to listen to another video that gives the same information, but I really want to go into one of the men of the conscious community. His name was Steve Coakley. He was the one who actually bring out all this information on the Black BOULE and how satanic and how evil it is. It's nothing good, because you think that when people go to college, they form camaraderie with other people, and they, you need a job, you can ask your sorority sister, but all of this stuff, they do kind of rituals as they go up the ladder. And the more they go up the ladder, the more they have to worship and serve Satan. So we need to understand. So with this Nolan Wells case, we have to understand that this is, people who are in high positions like doctors and lawyers, these same doctors and lawyers who form these organizations, they give the go-ahead on actually what's done and how it's done in our communities. That's where they get the term gatekeeper from. So we need to understand. So people, it don't make no sense for our people to be all up in arms about a verdict or waiting for the coroner's report when these same people have sold out even to get into that job, to get into that position. Esau has this thing so sewed up, brothers and sisters. And we must understand. So please, talk to your family members, talk to people. Don't allow them to get all up in arms with these verdicts and with this information, because it's just a trap. They are trying to cause our people to rise up in these, for instances, putting out that young boy in jail Anthony, Carmela Anthony, they know that our people are going to get upset and be affected. It's unfair. It's injustice, and it's inhumane the way they're doing things in their court system. And they've been doing it for the 400 years that we've been here. Don't allow our people to fall for the okie doke over and over again. It doesn't, it don't serve us. We have to now, as everybody seems to be waking up, our people are waking up, but we have to come back to the Bible. We have to come back to our law, statutes, and commandments. They have hoodwinked us out of our own book. Majority of our people, they don't want to go into the Bible. They're atheists. They don't really believe. And even the ones who call themselves church members or they believe in God, they don't really go and read the book. They don't know the law, statutes, and commandments, and nor do they care. It's a do as I wilt type of system that we got going in the Black community. People don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. There's basic laws in our book that we're supposed to be keeping. For us to condone the gay, these men, the transgender, we embrace all this stuff and we think it's okay. And we kind of giving everybody a pass. We are the people that's going to tell you, no, that's not right. A man is not supposed to sleep with another man, and a woman is not supposed to sleep with another woman. It's an abomination to the Most High, and it's sin. And we as a people have to get back to our laws, statutes, and commandments. It's not going to fly, brothers and sisters. We are at the end of time. The Most High is bringing destruction. All of this wickedness is going to cease. All of this wickedness is coming to an end, brothers and sisters. So even these people who, ascribe to the Black BOULE and all these things, all this stuff is coming to an end. And so don't let them trigger you and make you feel a way. They do these kind of things in your face. It should just tell you, brothers and sisters, it's time to get up out of Babylon. This is what it should tell you. It's not going to change. It's not going to get any better. And it's a clear example because a lot of people try to act like, oh, this is our land. You're hearing more and more of that because people don't want to get up and leave. People don't want to get up and be inconvenienced. They try to play like, oh, this is our land. This is where. No, the Most High brought you in here to suffer. You are suffering the curses. And this is why these type of situations are happening with Nolan Wells. This is why this situation is happening. It's a slap in the face and letting you know that it's nothing going to change. We're still in captivity, brothers and sisters. We're still suffering these curses. We're still on the bottom. Hold on. So, let's not get it twisted. And this is a perfect example of the Most High letting us know there will be no peace in this land, in that land, in Babylon. There will be no peace. Christ is coming back for war. This is not a place for our brothers and sisters to be trying to sing Kumbaya. He's not going to give us peace in that land. And anybody trying to act like, oh, we can sit here, we can sit still, and Christ is not coming to this land. Everybody, in the Hebrew Israelite, at least they know that it's time to go. And these same people will do the will of these wicked slave masters. Anybody who's a part of these fraternities, Crump is part of Sigma Pi Phi. That's a fraternity, but they don't operate through the colleges. They operate through successful business owners. Hold on, let me see if I can find that picture. Hold on. Because this is why we will get the kind of verdicts that we'll get from the coroner and say, oh, his throat is taken out. We can't make an assessment because they still holding on to the throat and the lungs, which is going to show that he didn't die from, drowning. And it's obvious stuff that they do to the Black community. They have no respect. No respect for our people, no respect for our culture, because they see us as the slaves. So they're not going to give you, any kind of nothing. And I don't even understand why people even expect it at this point. For us to be twiddling our thumbs and wait, we're going to wait and see. We're going to wait for the coroner's report. We're going to wait for the autopsy. When they full of it, they hate you. They're not going to do right. It was a sacrifice, first of all, for the 4th of July, for their holidays, for worship of their gods. It's all their sacrificing. And to me, everybody had to be in on it. It's one big show, brothers and sisters. And if y'all haven't gotten that by now, like over and over and over, they're just doing the same things. It becomes insanity to expect a different result. When we're mulling around in Babylon doing the same things over and over again, and they're doing the same things over and over again. And we as a people are expecting different results. For what? Why would they give you a different result when y'all are sitting there doing the same thing? We have to wake up and snap out of the psychosis, brothers and sisters. Y'all got to get up out of Babylon. Time is running out. The Most High is calling his people out of Babylon. Hold on, I'm going to do another video. Now, this video is a bit long. I don't want to play the whole video, but it's Steve Coakley. He is the one who came out with the BOULE information, brothers and sisters. And he's from the conscious community. There was a lot of these brothers who did a lot of research, even though they don't believe what we believe, they did this research and they came up with the information. And this is, and I have a story about him as well. Because in my awakening, it was like 17 years ago now, this brother passed away. But when I first woke up to the truth, and I was looking on the internet searching, I came across his videos and I reached out to him. And I spoke to him and I told him, I said, we're supposed to come out of America, But see, I didn't understand a lot of things. I didn't have a lot of information. But I still reach out to him. The Most High put it on my spirit to speak to Mr. Steve Coakley when I first was waking up to the truth. And I told him that we need to come out of Babylon. And I was getting ready to leave, and I was trying to figure out where to go. I didn't even know where to go at that point. And I just was on YouTube, and I was running across different videos, and I happened to run across his, and I found his number, and I ended up calling him. And he brushed me off. He didn't really understand what I was talking about, leaving. He was like, what we gonna do and where we gonna go? But this story gets deeper. And first watch this video, and then I'll come back to, what happened. So hold on. Now, he's a very well-respected brother in the conscious community because he came with a lot of information. So hold on.
Brother Omar, I need something grapey or lemony. Yes, it's acting like we just got here together. Many people will see the tape and the videotape, wonder why everybody was so lightly greeting each other. It's because we have been talking for a while. And we have now stepped forward to have a discussion about the black male secret society known as Sigma Pi Phi, acronym the BOULE, B-O-U-L-E. We will do our best to show you the information related to the BOULE. That's what this lecture is about. I could get in and cover every inch of the documentation without looking at it. I know them that well. But this is my responsibility, my night, to show you the information so that you could look at it with me and double affirm the fact that much of our black press, as much as we like it, has not been honest in talking about this group of black men, for they respect it very highly and never speak negatively against it. We also know that we've had many black people who've been a member of it and have never ever broken the code or the creed and spoken to one who was a non-member. Though they pledge and swear that their goal is to represent you, you will have a hard time believing it when they don't even seek to let you know that they who help you are. And so, in July 17th, 1990, July 18th, 1990, the Los Angeles Times did a front page story on the left column about elite fraternity of black men. Excuse me, brother. I should be on. I saw that one get away. I'm just shaming myself. I stand back here. This elite fraternity of black men were described in the article as being influential, as it said these things, I was a little in awe, as the others, brothers in African Minds United and the Coalition Against Black Exploitation, as we all were intrigued by the fact that this group of men could have been in existence and we not know about them. And even other brothers and sisters. I remember talking to a brother who had been National Executive Secretary of Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma, been in fraternity land 37 years, had heard nothing of the BOULE ever, though its founder had been a member. And so, as we began to talk about it with other people around the country, we began to realize that people didn't know about it. How you doing, Brother Warren? And not knowing that people didn't know about it, we just assumed that it was incidental, that everybody must know something about it, and that it was not mysterious or connected to all of those other things we had previously been talking about, like Cecil Rhodes and Baron de Rothschild and all the Halls of Haters, the ADL and the Diamond Jewish Connection. We've been talking about the Trilateral Commission, who is responsible for this economic summit that you'll be seeing on TV the next 3-4 days. You need to know that. Anybody? Carl Rowan came on the radio right here in LA. And my friends jumped him, because we jumping them in every city. And when they jumped him, he said the Trilateral Commission ain't done nothing. But the Trilateral Commission and had him set up the annual economic summit starting in '76 of your country. They say rides on that meeting, you knowing as a BOULE in Washington D.C. Epsilon chapter, his goal is to never speak of the high, white, and mighty whom the BOULE protect. Yes, these brothers marching up against the wall have taken a sworn oath that they will never expose the whites that they know actually run the world. The nation and respect of the race have agreed to maintain the status quo of white supremacy, which has two levels of white supremacy: a local, limited, parochial side, the Ku Klux Klan, the Reardons, the Kenny Hans, the local clans, but has a powerful, more of leadership. The other group of people that you like a lot, that leaves them to tell you. The heads of the various organizations as you know them. But if you listen to them, they have never said of these black men, for that they did not know. Which means that Malcolm, we know, knew of these men.
Okay, guys, so it's a bit choppy. I don't know on your end, but on my end it's a bit choppy. So I just wanted to stop for a minute and maybe it can regroup. But yeah, he's just breaking down a lot of the information of the BOULE. You know, some of the players, what they do, you know, and the whole point. And the reason why I'm bringing this video out is because our people need to be reminded and not to expect your enemy to play fair with you. We are at the end times, brothers and sisters. They are at such a high demonic level. In the book of Revelations, it tells you every foul spirit and unclean and hateful bird, they are dealing with such a level of witchcraft and sorcery and demonic entities. This is the game that they're playing now, and don't expect them to play fair. They're not playing fair, brothers and sisters, and they don't care at this point whether you know or not. They're doing their rituals. If those who are gonna get down and go along, like the Ben Crumps, the Al Sharptons, these people are all a part of it. You cannot expect any justice or any righteous outcomes with these people. And we have to speak this to our family members and people, because they're trying to rile our people up, to get them up to stand up and fight for a bunch of wickedness. The Most High is calling his people out. AHAYAH said, come out of her, my people. It's time to leave. And Jordan is the safe place. And it's not going to get any better, brothers and sisters. Let me continue. Hold on.
Met the bullet, not for the civil rights thing, but for the international war thing. Boys killed also. So we're looking at a group of men who have protected murderers. BOULE, as we allege, as many of them say, why do you step to my doorstep? is in fact defiance. Like they know who these people really are. They've challenged these people on the radio, TV, in the street on numerous occasions. Kurt Smoke, the mayor of Baltimore, the head of the Rainbow Coalition, Cecil Murray, all the way down the able to stand up and honor the truth to the matter. We understand that. So our job is to come to you with the information. There are several affirmations about this process that we must agree to. A Greek is a fraud. Now, there are a lot of people going to hear this all over the country. Do you understand that a Greek is a fraud? So I want you to holler out if you think that a Greek is a fraud. Oh, let me try that one more time. You might not be ready because this is going to go to people all over the country. And they want to know, do you believe this? Because if you believe this comes to a certain conclusion that will you have affirmed. Did the Greeks steal from Kemet? Yes. Okay. If the Greeks stole from Kemet and a Greek perpetrated the Greek in spite of the fact. There, somebody finally caught on. Everybody hollered fraud. Okay, that's the crime, right? Somebody else is. The significance influential ought to be the top 91. Because the 9 Greeks ought to back out while there's still time. I'm making a suggestion to the Greek connection, even to those in the room. You might be just an alpha or a sigma, or a zeta, or an AKA. You might just be a little Greek. That's right. But you're a Greek nevertheless. And soon you're going to see. Because when someone tell me they're going to back up a move on the BOULE, the first move you're going to see on every telephone pole in LA is the Greek thing is dead. That's the first move you're going to see. And all the Greeks, the Alpha, the Kappa, the Omega, and the Sigma, show you right. The AKA, the Zeta, the Sigma, Gamma, Rho, and the Delta. They will all be informed publicly. Don't have a big dinner. Don't have a big reception. Don't put it in the paper that you're coming. Because I suggest to you that we're going to start to visit you at your things. That's right. And ask you to prove your Greek thing on the spot. In the back row, we might dress up like a Greek and act a little Greek so you can get a reflection of yourself. That's right. I said clearly, if you remember JFK and Roman. All right. So we make a suggestion that we're in the process of penetrating a group of circles.
Okay, guys, so this is a 2-hour video, so I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can go watch it. Okay, and it has a lot of information on the BOULE. He is actually the first person that came out with it in YouTube land and exposed the whole Black BOULE. But this is something that's very critical in our community because Black people, in order for them to rise up and do anything in America, they must sell their soul. And they must prove to their white counterparts that they are on their side. America will not allow you to do anything, brothers and sisters, in America and make money off it, and you're gonna live. That's why you hear about there's a lot of YouTubers who are gaining, how you say, they get a lot of people, millions of followers, people who are watching them, and you hear about them being unalived. Because Esau will not allow you to make money in their country if you don't take the oath, if you don't do sacrifices, if you don't, sacrifice to their gods. This is what the whole Nolan Wells situation is all about. Either they're gonna do what they're told to do and sacrifice their child or children, how many they want, whatever they ask them to do, or somebody's gonna get taken out anyway. So you're not gonna let me see how you say it. You're not gonna climb the ranks in their world. This is their salvation. This is their gods. This is how they worship their gods. And that's why you must know it's important that you come back to your God, the power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name is AHAYAH. That's I am. When Moses went to the mount and he asked the Most High, what is your name? The Most High told him, I am that I am. In ancient Phoenician Hebrew, it's AHAYAH, AHAYAH. You must learn your power. You must know him. You must know how to sacrifice to him, because this is what they're doing. They're sacrificing to their God. Their God requires child sacrifice. Praise AHAYAH, our God don't require that. But you must learn the laws, statutes, and commandments, how to worship your God, what he likes, his holy days, all his laws and statutes. We must learn to come back. And that's what this is all about, brothers and sisters. That's the bottom line to this whole Nolan Wells case. It's a sacrifice to their God. And these gatekeepers, the black BOULE, these doctors, these lawyers, these politicians, these congressmen, these basketball players, the agents who work, the modeling agencies, the music industry, anything, the sports arenas, anything that can make money or any kind of status in this, lifetime in Esau's kingdom, requires child sacrifice. And if you're not going to do it, then they're going to take you out. That's why you hear about these people passing away in their early, like Amy Winehouse and, the guy from Fast and Furious and all these celebrities that are young, even Malcolm Jamal Warner, they're taken out. Somebody may have sacrificed him or something happened. Either they didn't like what he was, bringing. Maybe he wasn't willing to do a sacrifice. They didn't like it. They got rid of him. So it doesn't make any sense for our people to get all up in an uproar and trying to play nice with these people who hate you. They hate you and they hate the God that you serve. So I pray, brothers and sisters, that you like, you share, you have conversations with your family members and people who will listen, so that people won't go off on the ledge trying to, revenge or, marching again. We was doing that all through the 60s. It doesn't help. As you can see, we are in the same exact predicament we were in when Martin Luther King was alive. They're doing the same things. They have not changed, brothers. So I put the link up that you can go watch and get all the information you need. That brother, Steve Coakley, is the one who came out with all this information. Told you about the fraternities. All of them are Satan worshipers. They're worshiping Satan. They will sacrifice and do little rituals and all kind of things that the Bible speaks about. Told us not to do that. It's an abomination for us to sacrifice our children to Moloch and Kamash. There's another deity. Hold on. Let me take this up. I have more. I have more. I just give an introduction. I won't watch the whole the videos, but at least it gives you an idea that I'm just not coming up with this stuff. Not only do we have videos, but the Bible speaks about child sacrifice and how they give their children over to Moloch, and for us not to do it. Because we dwelling with these Gentiles, we want to do everything that they want to do. I don't know why Israelites are such followers. Hold on. Praise AHAYAH, Yashaya. Okay, I have more. This gives you the history. And Ben Crump is definitely a member of the BOULE. He was in the fraternity Sigma Pi Phi, which changed the name to the BOULE. That's what it is. Hold on.
Different people in the Black community, and I just try to come from a different perspective. We often hear about the side that's subjugated, but there's also another side, an elite in
I don't know why it's not playing. It should be playing. Hold on.
nature has a very mysterious and actually nefarious underpinning, and our society about. And this organization, or Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. It was founded on May 15th, 1904. It was really a community, but for rich, wealthy, and usually mixed race African Americans who wanted a society of all themselves, because Skull and Bones, which was a white organization, would not let them in. Now, A's and alphas instructed what was going on during the late 1800s, early 1900s in the black social class. So there were the descendants of slaves. Everybody was the descendant of slaves. The ones who were still living in the slave experience, who had to work at the plantations even after slavery was over, and they became share of the social economic level for black people. Then there was a contingent of black people who were getting work in factories. And so this would be considered kind of like black people, and they were very proud and beautiful, beautiful families during this time. And then there was mixed race people. Since the beginning of white slave master violated children, people actually looked white, and some tried to pass for white. Some of them you couldn't even tell they were black, and that's community. Talented Tenth was a concept by W.E. Du Bois, William Edward, to put all the resources into these talented 10, and these talented 10 would leave
it's not playing,
the other 90%. Steve deputized 10 River. Not what I will say is that for the social changes that have been made as far as integration, the financial changes have been none, devastating to the black community. And the black wealth has continued to remain concentrated within that 10%. So the person who spearheaded the founding of the BOULE was Henry McKee Minton. He was owned pharmacy in Philadelphia as a black man. He was Philadelphia. Fun fact, this is her. She was the sister of James up the Negro Health Initiative, a movement nationwide. Eugene T. Henson, also another medical doctor. Edward Clarence Joseph Turpin Howard was an MD, and he was one of the first black people to graduate from the medical school at Harvard. And then we have Richard J. Warren, and he was a made up icons. And their main goal is to socialize with each other and create power and keep that power within that small community. And they've done a really wonderful job at it, because most of the people in the 19th who was members of the BOULE. In the 60s and 70s, the BOULE began to really let people people know who they were and to let people know who the members were because they were getting older. And then people, they
Okay, it went off. Praise AHAYAH. I hope you'll see me and hear me. Okay, but I just really want, I hope y'all can hear it. It wasn't working well on my end, but sometimes when I look back at a video, it looks like the sound and stuff is okay, even though it's bad on my end. So I just kind of let it run. But I just want to go into a few scriptures, and I want to reiterate, guys, about basically all of this is boiling down to infiltration. The people who are in Freemasonry, people who are in from these fraternities, the Black BOULE, all of it basically is infiltration. People who are in our community who are selling out to our enemies. That's the bottom line. And I just want you to reiterate so you understand. The Most High said, come out of my people. Don't let no one lie to you and sit you in Babylon until time of destruction. Christ warned you in Matthew 24 that they will deliver you up to be afflicted. And that's what they're doing. They're buying time. They're using all this stuff as a distraction while they chip away at the children of Israel, taking people out one by one. I mean, it's mass killings going on, let alone when they do something major like like COVID again or something like that. You know it's coming. It's time for us to get out of Babylon, brothers and sisters. Get out, get out, get out. Jordan is a safe place. There is a place. Most High said he will protect those found within his borders. Okay, so I'm gonna, I put some notes together. So even if the video was choppy or you can't get it, I tried to put something together so that I can run through it real quick. It's a lot, but at least you'll have something. So hold on. Let me see. Did I? So I don't know if you let me know in the comment section what you think about this, Nolan. I mean, I think everybody knows that they've lied to the people. The Nolan Wells autopsy, I mean, it was just a bunch of fluff. The bottom is like they don't have a case. And this is why they're offering a reward for people to come through. Especially when the body parts are missing from the, young boy. Now they don't even have the lungs and the throat to even tell if he drowned. And you know that he didn't drown, but nobody seems like they're going to be going to jail. Unless, praise the highest, something happens where somebody comes forth with some information. I saw on the Willie D show that there was a guy who said either they come clean or he was going to start releasing evidence. Who knows? That may be some kind of decoy. They have so many tricks up their sleeves, it'll make your head spin with all this fake information and YouTube and hold on. Let me see. Oh, I think this over here. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's see. I don't know. I hope I didn't. Hope I didn't not save it. I gave a lot of information. Maybe I didn't save it. Hold on. What? I didn't save it. Wow. Unbelievable. I didn't save it, guys. All that information I put together. Well, you know what I tried to put together was this. Sigma Pi Psi is a fraternity, but it's not a type of fraternity that operates through colleges. They operate once you graduate from college. One of the main requirements is that you have graduated from college and that you have a successful business. They choose who they invite into their fraternity, into their secret society. It's not like the other fraternities. And I think that one is the top. That one is the major one, because it operates like that. It's not a regular fraternity. You have to have already graduated from college, and you have to have a successful business or success in your field, and then they will recruit you into the Black BOULE. So that what separates them. Now, the Black BOULE, which is AKA Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, was started in 1904. I remember that. This is what I was writing down. And I was trying to put together to see if it had anything to do with the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, people. So when I Googled that information, it said no, that there was no similarities, because the Black Wall Street, I think it started in 1906. So they try to keep it separate, but it seems like it's a lot of similarities, guys. It's like the people who formed the Black BOULE, Sigma Pi Phi, went on down the years and tried to orchestrate the Black Wall Street. The Black Wall Street massacre, I believe it happened in 1921. And a lot of the descendants, a lot of the children of the people who were from Black BOULE were affected in Black Wall Street. So there is a connection. Now, when you Google it, it says no, there's no real connection. But it seems to be that they were the children of those people who started. The Black BOULE. Because it's the same thing. It was only upper echelon Black people who had good jobs, who went to college and, had money, who actually started the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it was the doctors and lawyers who had come together to form the fraternity Sigma Pi Psi. Or Sigma Pi Phi, Black BOULE, aka the Black BOULE. So I just thought it was ironic, and that was probably judgment from these white people for Black people trying to act uppity, and so they took the whole thing down. And yes, Ben Crump is part of that fraternity. the Black BOULE. He graduated from Sigma Pi Phi, aka Black BOULE. So that's why I put the picture of him putting up them hand signs, because that's a clear indication that he's letting them know, I'm on your side. He's letting the enemy know that he's with them. So don't expect no miracles or no savior. Christ is the only savior. Yashaya is our savior. And that's why he has to come back, because these people are not going to do right. Praise AHAYAH Yashaya. So all my notes and stuff that I had, I can't find it. I don't know. I didn't save it, and maybe I shut my computer down and it wasn't saved. So my apologies for that. It's not in my notes. Let me just check one other place, but it should be there. I have another video. Maybe I should try and play that one but I don't know how good it does. But give me 1 second. Let me just look. I can't believe I did that. Oh no, here it is. How come it wasn't coming up? Yep, I got it. Praise AHAYAH. Let me just share my screen with you. I give all glory and praise and honor to AHAYAH, AHAYAH, Yashaya. Oh, Shalom. Who is that? Afram Ba Yasharala. Shalom, sis. Most High bless. Praise AHAYAH. Shalom. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to go into my notes. I found them, so let me just share my screen. Hold on. Yeah, so all of this, and this just goes into the infiltration, guys. It's the same thing as what I'm talking about. It's the infiltration. So you can't trust these people. And I wanted to, the reason why I went into that Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I know Elder Vakar is trying to get people to go back there. Now listen, he's trying to go back there again and keep Passover there again and trying to act like, oh, it was so great. But guys, when I told you the first time, don't trust it, because they may try to do another massacre there. And then I found out that at the Passover that just happened, Elder Vakar went on stage and performed and didn't claim, oh, I got a plane to catch, I got to leave. Now, why in the world, of all the days on the Passover, you can't stay for your Passover that you put together for the people? See, I'm telling y'all to be careful with these people. And he'll jump on a private plane or jet and get out of harm's way, and our people will be sitting ducks. That's why the Most High said, Yashaya told you, they will deliver you up to be afflicted. Don't trust these people. People refuse to listen. But praise AHAYAH, at least you've been warned, at least you've been told. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't let these people deceive you. They think they're so slick. He was trying to announce again that they're going to do it again in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But this Passover just passed. After his performance, he told me, oh, I got to go. I got to leave. Probably just testing the waters to see how the people are going to react. And now I'm going to try and do it again this year. At least you've been told. At least you've been warned. I've been telling you for years to get up out of Babylon. Don't trust these people. The black BOULE, the gatekeepers. Their job is to have the children of Israel stay in line to do what they need you to do. We are at the time of the end, brothers and sisters. Okay, Sigma Pi Phi, also known as the Black BOULE, an ancient Greek term for a council of noble men. It's the oldest Black Greek letter postgraduate fraternity in the United States. It was founded in Philadelphia on May 15, 1904, by 6 Black medical professionals: Henry M. Minton, Agrinon B. Jackson, Edwin C.J. T. Howard, Richard J. Warwick, Eugene T. Henson, and Robert J. Abedel. Hold on. Minton, a doctor and a primary founder, envisioned a fraternity in which eminent and educated, Black men barred from white organizations because of their skin color could form a fraternity union for their mutual benefit and benefit of underserved community, and also exhibit an example of higher type of manhood. Now here it is, it's just plain out saying they want to follow behind the Gentiles and do what they do. And because they wouldn't let them into their fraternity, they decided to create their own. But unbeknown to them, that it's built on a bunch of wickedness, sacrifice to demons and devils in order for you to go to different ranks. Okay, it quickly grew into a national organization with chapters in Chicago, Baltimore, and other American cities. Today, there are more than 140 local chapters and more than 5,000 members across the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Caribbean. Okay? So this thing is serious, brothers and sisters. Hold on. Okay. Membership is by invitation only. At minimum, members must be a college graduate, achieve sustained success in their field, and show a commitment to advancing the Black community. Members known as archons have included a who's who of Black America: W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King, L. Douglas Wilder, Carter G. Woodson, Charles Drew, Ralph Bunche, Roy Wilkins, James Heldon Johnson, John Luke, Elijah Cummings, John Hope, Franklin, Andrew Young, Maynard Jackson, and Hank Aaron. Conspiracy theorists in the Black community, of which there are many, have accused the BOULE of being gatekeepers, sellouts, and secret organizations to control Black people. The organization, which was once secretive but has been opened up since the 1980s, describes itself as an international nonprofit with an emphasis on social action, education, and civic, charitable, and religious affairs of the Black community. The BOULE Scholars Program provides students with college scholarships and mentoring. The BOULE-based 11 Fellows program supports students who are pushing STEM careers. Its programming and activities also support HBCUs, civil rights organizations, local scholarship programs for youth, particularly for young Black males. Okay, so I thought it was interesting, so I copied a few comments online that people had wrote, and this one in particular, her name was Edith Miller. This is what she said. Sad that Satan has misguided these graduates to form a cult as other fraternities and sororities are. The Boules, the Shriners, the Eastern Star, Masters, Masons, and others are nothing more than a cult of exclusion and divisiveness, using God as a covering, yet Satan is the foundation, and most members at the lower level don't even know it. Hazing and having to do unspeakable things to show solidarity and honor to your group to be a member is satanic all day long. God is not in the mix. Educate yourselves on what is truly behind these cults. Ask Christ for clarity and guidance before jumping into anything that does not have sound doctrine. God is not the author of confusion. I thought that was very well said and very well written. So, she just was putting it out there about these Greek, first of all, we're taking on Greek mythology and all this wickedness of these Greeks. But, black people, because we were suffering the curses, we don't have a clue. We're so quick to follow behind these other nations with this wickedness. Okay? So, and you got to understand that these nations, they be operating at such a high level of sorcery and wickedness. And the Most High tell you in the Bible that don't follow behind them. Because this is exactly what you get. So now you got all these people sacrificing their children to Satan and these different gods for fame and success and all this stuff for a big come up. And all you're going to do is end up in Hades. What profits a man? That's what the scripture says. What profits a man who sells his soul? It says, let me say, these are some of the conspiracies they said. When you get information online, they're not really going to talk against Satan and all the wickedness that they got going on. So they'll try to put it and say it's this conspiracy theories. It says Luciferian gatekeepers and elite cult narrative, a core theory pushed by some of the online commentators and alternative fringe theorists claims that the BOULE acts as a sub-branch or the black elite chapter of global secret societies like the Illuminati or the Freemasons. Yes, that's exactly what it is. The claim. The theorists allege that to gain eminence, wealth, political power, and mainstream celebrity status, members must participate in occult satanic rituals. Check. We know that's correct. And this is what it's all about. The Child Sacrifice League. Within a broader internet conspiracy universe, such as elements of QAnon or older satanic panic strobes, it is frequently claimed that all global elite organizations traffic children or harvest substances like androchrome. Theorists simply copy and paste this global narrative onto the BOULE due to the high concentration of wealth and powerful black members. So they're trying to chuck it off like it's nothing, but it's the truth. Even the Bible speaks of this and told us not to do it. So our forefathers even knew of this. It says misappropriation of the talented 10th. Historian W.E.B. Du Bois, who was a member of the Sigma Pi Phi, famously co-opted the phrase the talented 10th to describe the idea that 1/10 of the African American population should become highly educated leaders to uplift the entire community. The claim, modern conspiracy circles have twisted this concept, claiming that the talented 10th actually refers to a sinister, self-serving group of gatekeepers who sell out the black masses to maintain systematic oppression. Yes. for their white counterparts. This is why they do that. Because in order for them to have any kind of fame, wealth, leverage, they have to sell out their people. And this is what they're doing. This is what they've been doing. And this is what you see. So when you see Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, as soon as I saw them, especially Al Sharpton, being, ahead of the Nolan Wells case, I knew right then. So I don't know what people was thinking the outcome was going to be. You know? So we went through like 2 weeks of a bunch of nonsense for them to come back and still everything is non-conclusive. They still don't have nothing. And you know what? I just want to say this, brothers and sisters, and please don't get mad at me, but I just got to put this out there, because what struck me most in this whole situation was when I was looking at Nolan Wells' father. Well, I don't know if that's his father or his stepfather, whatever. He was the man of the house. And all we hear throughout this times, throughout the Hebrew Israelite community is, sisters, you better come up under a man because you're going to need help, because in this time, you got to have a man and you got to come and have a church. You better get up under these brothers. And it sounds good, brothers and sisters, because every woman wants to have a man and wants to feel protected and wants to know that somebody's going to, take care of them in time of trouble, or even just because you're a woman and you need to be protected. But it struck me so profoundly as I watched Nolan Wells' father in this situation. He came off very frail and weak to me. I don't know why. He was confident in his wife, yes, but he was absolutely, I don't know, maybe he was just distraught. I'll give the brother the benefit of the doubt, but I was just taken aback in his position. And I said, this is an example of how these men are. They seem frail and weak in this situation. It was the woman who was doing all the talking, doing everything. I mean, aside from Crump and Al Sharpton, who are men, and praise AHAYAH, but just looking at the man and the wife in this situation, the man seems so frail. He didn't step up and take authority at no point through this whole situation. And I'm not saying this to be mean, or I don't want to, I know people are mourning and things like this, but this was a time of trouble for this family, and we needed to see this man stand up for his family. So, and it likens me to even all through the internet, we had all these brothers on talking, and nobody had any solutions to get anything done. And then when the outcome came, and it's like a slap in the face to the Black community, again, nothing is done. And this is, this is a clear example. It's like the Most High is really putting it out there and letting people really see, this is what you're going to get. Because you're not listening to the Most High. Because the Most High said, come out of my people. The Most High said, get up, take your stuff and your family and get up out of Babylon. Judgment is coming. And nobody's listening. People want to sit still and listen to wicked men who throwing up hand signs, letting you know they pledging allegiance to devils and demons and Satanists. And then you expect a righteous outcome when all Hades break loose. You're going to expect a righteous outcome, like the Most High is supposed to deliver you when he told you to get up out of Babylon. That's what the Most High said do. He said, deliver every man his own soul. So why are you sitting in Babylon waiting for a different outcome? It's way beyond me. And these brothers are sitting there and they can't even, like a young child was killed, slaughtered. Nobody can step up and do anything. And I'm not saying that facetiously. I'm just telling you to look at what the Most High is putting out there for you. It's not going to work out the way people are trying to paint the picture. Like, oh, you need to get up under a man. You need to get up under a man because this is where you need to. No, because obviously you cannot even save yourself. And I'm not speaking against the brethren in that. I'm speaking against men who are not working on the behalf of the AHAYAH. Because what AHAYAH said, come out of her, my people. That's what AHAYAH said. So you're actually working against the Most High on every front. Even, you know, even with the camp, IUIC, with them, you know, marching. I mean, but it just comes to nothing. And so you just made a big show, a big spectacle of y'all marching down in you know, Mississippi. And then what? And then they make a fool out of you by taking the boy's throat, taking his lungs, and giving you a Mimi cockapee, you know, story. And now what you gonna do? And I'm not trying to get people riled up to do anything. You cannot do anything. AHAYAH said, come out of her, my people. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're fueling the fire by staying in Babylon, keeping that place afloat. And I have some more information for you. Oof, I forgot, almost forgot. If I don't do it today, I'll do it next week. But I ran across some information that they are soliciting these other nations, these, like even here in Jordan or Qatar, all over the Middle East and Africa, job applications, and they're offering citizenship. I saw the application, I saw the webpage and everything, how they offering jobs to these people, foreigners, to come into the United States and work at these, you know, low paying jobs like Burger King, Popeyes, and, you know, the companies are in it, in cahoots with them. They will pay for their, you know, their passports so they can get the visas. Companies are offering work visas and permanent permits into the United States. All they have to do is apply. And I'm sure this is old news. And you got to see the list of jobs that they have. And I will have to do that next week because this is already long enough. But I'm so glad I remembered. So they're trying to replace our people. There's going to be no jobs left. And any jobs that are available are going to go to foreigners. Okay, so just so you'll know that, and just for you to understand that, because I saw the application and I'm going to bring up the web page and everything, but I want to finish this. Okay. So, misinterpretation of the Greek word BOULE. Sigma Pi Phi's nickname, the BOULE, comes from an ancient Greek term, a big deal. We're not Greek, referring to a council of noblemen or citizens appointed to run daily affairs in a city. So W.E.B. Du Bois is the one who came up with this crap, you know, so he probably was told to do this, you know, a Greek word called BOULE. Oh my goodness. But this is how, you know, our people, you know, do. They sell out and they sell everybody else out with them. So this is W.E.B. Du Bois. He's the one. Let's go back up. It says the misappropriation of the town of the tent. Historian W.E.B. Du Bois, who was a member of Sigma Pi Phi, famously opted the phrase the town of the tent. So, you know, they ushered in all this nonsense with this Greek mythology and witchcraft and wickedness from these other nations. and taking it on as their own. Okay, so let me see. The child sacrifice link conspiracy videos often falsely link ancient Greek and Canaanite mythology, which historically features myths regarding sacrifice, to modern organizations claiming that the fraternities carry out these ancient rites in secret, and which is absolutely, positively the truth, because even the Bible tells you about this. This is something that back in the Bible, 6,000 years, it was known, the wickedness of these other nations. Okay? So, of course, they're going to say it's entirely baseless, the internet mythology. They're going to say it's all lies. But we know for a fact that it's true. And this is what happened with Nolan Wells. It was a sacrifice, y'all. So, and they know what they're going to do, just like that girl, Ashley Janae. Nobody's going to go to jail. This is what they do. That's why the Most High said, come out of her, my people. That's why America is going to be destroyed. That's why, because all this wickedness has got to stop. And our people have just got to wake up. And, you know, accepting this as norm because you've been waddling in filth for 4 generations. So now it seems normal to you. But to the Most High is wickedness, and he's going to destroy Babylon for all the wickedness, for all the sacrifices, hanging our people on ropes, on trees, just like they did Christ, our Savior. They did the same thing to him. So our people have to stop fooling themselves, stop making excuses, stop turning a blind eye to wickedness. The Most High is putting it right in your face. Every time we hear about another brother or sister is taken out in this type of manner, there should be proof enough for you that the Bible is true and that you need to get up out of that. That is the whole point of these scenarios. The Bible is true, and you need to pack up and get up out of Babylon. Stop waddling in filth. You are a holy people. And our people are sacrificing their children left and right. Left and right. You're hearing about these stories. You can't keep blaming the white man this and the white man that. You are participating in this wickedness. Okay, so I just got all these different things, but basically it's saying the same thing. So I'm going to keep going. Let me see, the Divine Nine, that's another aspect of the organization from the Black BOULE. They coined another phrase, the Divine Nine. There's a certain level of gatekeeping. You know, they find every acronym they can name to, you know, put out this wickedness. Okay, it says, if you would like to employ more, okay. African American Greek letter organizations or elite professional societies to ritualize violence, human sacrifice, child harm are entirely, are they saying it's not true? But we know it's true. This is what they do. They worship this is how they worship their gods. You know, because I started asking these type of questions. Is it affiliated with child sacrificing and different types of rituals? And so now this is chat GPT trying to defend it and try to act like it's not child sacrifice and they don't do rituals. Hold on. I did that one already. I know I put the scriptures in here somewhere. I just want to go ahead on better. Okay, and they gave a list like Kanye West, Kiki Wyatt's brother, Michael Jackson. It was a form of sacrifice, they saying. I didn't even know that, but I thought they just got rid of him because, they didn't like what he was saying. Okay. Leviticus 18:21, it says, don't give your child or your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of AHAYAH. I am your power. That's Leviticus 18:21. So obviously back in that time, the Most High knew of child sacrifice. This is something that they do. Leviticus 22-5, AHAYAH commands that anyone, whether an Israelite or foreigner living in Israel, who sacrifice their child to Moloch must be put to death by community. AHAYAH states he will set his face against that person for defiling his sanctuary and profaning his holy name. So this is what they did, child sacrifice, even in the time of the Bible. The Most High knew that this is what they was doing. And they would continue to do it. Because now that we're under the Gentiles, we're suffering the curses, we're doing the things that they do. This is how they sacrifice to their God. Deuteronomy 12:31, you must not worship AHAYAH the same, in other words, the same way they worship their God. It says you must not worship AHAYAH in their way, because in worshiping their gods, they do all kind of detestable things AHAYAH hates. They even burn their sons and daughters in the fire as sacrifices to their gods. Again, it's showing you, these are scriptures letting you know that they do child sacrifice. Deuteronomy 18:10, let no one be found among you who sacrifices their sons and daughter in the fire, who practices divination of sorcery, interprets omens, engage in witchcraft. This is all they're doing, brothers and sisters. It's witchcraft in the eyes of the Most High. This is what they do. That's why it says in Revelation 18, every foul spirit, unclean and hateful bird, they trap these, demonic spirits and get information from them and use it against our people. We must not follow the ways of the Gentiles. Jeremiah 19:4-5 says, for they have forsaken me and made this a place of foreign gods. They have built the high places of Baal to burn their children in the fire as offerings to Baal, something I did not command or mention, nor did I even enter my mind. So Most High is letting it be known clearly it's not of him. Praise AHAYAH by Yashaya. Psalms 106:37-38. This historical review recounts how the Israelites fell into a snare by adopting pagan practices. They sacrificed their sons and daughters to false gods. They shed innocent blood, the blood of their sons and daughters. So that's the bottom line, brothers and sisters. Even the Bible warns of this wickedness. So don't look at these people as innocent, or they just acting and trying to act like, oh, they so destroyed. They went along and sacrificed their child. And it's unfortunate and it's a shame. But I beg our people to start talking to your family members and letting them know it's child sacrifice. Even the Bible talks about it. This is what they did, and this is what they do, and they continue to do it. They sacrifice to their gods. And that's why when it was on the 4th of July, and they make a big publicity about it, that's how you know it's sacrifice, y'all. Just like, and this is when the Most High was waking me up, and I have to bring this out, when Jennifer Hudson had to sacrifice her whole family just so she could sit on the stage right now on a TV show, so she could sit and be famous on the show. Her whole family had to go. The wickedness on our people. And it was children, her nephew, and her mom, and just her family. It's like, it wiped out 4 or 5 people. And they blamed it on another man who had to be sacrificed, and he's sitting in jail. These are all sacrifices, y'all. And I believe, like even Nipsey Hussle, I believe he was Jay-Z's sacrifice so that he could get that Super Bowl situation. These people are wicked. And this is what they do. And that's why the Most High said, come out of her, my people. Do not be partakers. You partaking in that wickedness. Why? Because that's what they flood the internet with, all this information. You can't get away from it. People got to try to act like, oh, I'll just sit in my room and pray. No, you partaking in it because you're upholding that wicked system and their gods. That's why the Most High said, come out of her, my people. Jordan is the safe place. But when you get here, you must keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. His name is AHAYAH. His son's name is Yashaya. And you worship him how he says to worship him. Learn his laws, statutes, and commandments. You're in the midst of pagan practices. Even if you feel like you're not partaking in it, you are partaking in it. And the last thing, it goes back into that Black Wall Street Tulsa, because I feel it was all significant. They allowed them to create these, organizations, and when they went and tried to form Black Wall Street, that's where they drew the line. And they took them down and kept these people in their place. And that's why Ben Crump and Al Sharpton will stand before us at a news conference and try to act like they're doing something when they know they're doing absolutely nothing. There will be no information. It's all came to naught. Ain't nobody going to jail. Their people don't even have to speak. They didn't even speak, y'all. So I give all glory, honor, and praise to AHAYAH, Ashur AHAYAH. Bahashem Yashaya, Qadash, Rawach. I pray y'all, take heed. I pray that y'all was able to hear the information. Because some of it was really choppy, and you're saying, they mad at me for saying what a lot of you groups be agents, y'all be faking. Okay, yeah, okay. Meanwhile, I pray that you're not sitting in Babylon talking all this crap. She said, I think you're a gatekeeper. Yeah, good for you. I don't know who you are, but you come on my page, and you could go on your page and talk and make videos, okay? You ain't got to come here. So I'm just going to delete you. Bye. Because these people come here and they get mad, but they ain't nothing but, people trying to check out what you're doing and what you're saying, and don't want to believe nothing. But AHAYAH said destruction is coming. I hope you believe that. Praise AHAYAH, Bahashem Yashaya. Every word is true. So whether you like it or not, it is what it is. As soon as you start coming with scriptures, then they want to start lashing out. But it's okay. You could be mad. I'm going to give glory and honor to AHAYAH, Bahashem Yashaya. That's what I'm going to do. Yashaya is coming, y'all. And I pray you get out of Babylon. Get prepared. Get within the borders, brothers and sisters. Jordan is the safe place, whether you like it or not. Okay? It is what it is. And Yashaya is returning. He's coming soon, brothers and sisters. So I pray you get ready. I pray you get ready. And don't believe these gatekeepers. Don't believe these fake Israelites who just talking, setting you up to be afflicted in Babylon. Because AHAYAH gave specific instructions for Babylon. He said, come out of her, my people. Specific. Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. He didn't stutter when it comes to those scriptures. You know? He did not stutter. I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH. So that's it. You know, I try to give enough, information. You can look into it yourself. I put the link. I put some links in the description box. But definitely, I have a lot of scriptures in my description box always for, coming out of Babylon and where the safe place is. All those scriptures you can find in my description box at the video. So bless you, brothers and sisters. I pray that you're making your way out of Babylon. I pray you're coming out, getting tents and stuff like that. Oh, and I got a few videos that's coming up. I kept forgetting to put it up, but I'm gonna put it up about my tent. And I pray that y'all are getting out and getting prepared. So bless you. Bless you, brothers and sisters. Praise AHAYAH. Bahashim Yashaya. Thank you for joining me. I pray you are coming out of Babylon, guys. I don't know if you've been on for a while. It seems like. And please forgive me if I'm still trying to work out the Kings. I'm using the mic. I don't know if y'all can hear the echo in the background, but I had to take off the headphones because it was really in my ear, the echo. So please forgive me. And I pray you have a blessed week and a wonderful Shabbat. Okay, I'm praying for you, Israel. And please pray for me. And I also, go to my website, ChandraSimmons.com, pick up some merch. That's the best way to support me, brothers and sisters. Trying to get this land. And you can go to the GoFundMe, trying to get some land so that we have a place. So please, yes. Let me see, I'm going to play a video on my way out. And I love you guys, and I'm praying for you. Please pray for me. I give all glory, honor, and praise to AHAYAH, Asher AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, Wa Qadash. Hold on, I think I banned that person who was talking all that crap. Bye. See you later, guys. Come and check out my AHAYAH's Promise page. I'll be going into some more music. I'm going to go this week. I think I'm going to go into You know that there's a guy who, what's his name? I can't think of his name. But anyway, I worked with him when I did Dream Girls. I did Dream Girls for Oba Baba Tunde, and he's really big right now. I